Like people just like started dying. But like all of a sudden, a lot of people started dying. Now, the weirdest part was that these deaths always seemed to happen when Harold was on the night shift. People did notice this, but like, there's no way. No one wanted to put two and two together because like Harold was a big hit at Pontefract Infirmary. I mean, the nurses, they loved him because whenever they needed help, they would call Harold and he was always there willing to help. And I mean, they always said that he was super nice, great to work with. They just really liked the guy. And then senior doctors, guys who were above him, were like really impressed with how enthusiastic and reliable Harold was. He was always around, always available, checking on patients. They would say that Harold would sit like in the nursery. And when he was still studying for school, like he would sit in the nursery, study, watch over like the newborns. And everyone's like, oh my God, Harold's amazing, you know? But of course, there were some people who like would give Harold the side eye. They were like, look, this Harold guy, he's only 24 at this time, fresh out of medical school, and he was coming across super cocky. A lot of people didn't like it. It was rubbing them the wrong way. Like, who are you? At times, like, he was coming across arrogant or dismissive, and people just, they knew something was up, but they didn't know what, you know? So, like, he would clean out the cabinets where the doctors had stored the narcotics, which now he probably wasn't like really cleaning and organizing. He was probably stealing. But at the time, they thought he was cleaning, you know? And he would be like, oh my God, yeah, I'll go through all of the drugs and dispose of any of the expired ones. No problem. I got you. And they loved him for that. To the rest of the staff, I mean, it only seemed natural for Harold to take on the responsibility of like now restocking the cabinets, right? So around this time, it's like 1974. Most British doctors at this time, they actually started to phase out the tradition of house calls. This was like no longer a thing. But Harold prided himself on being like the old-fashioned doctor, you know, the one that like who was deeply devoted to his patients. So he would spend mornings like in the office, then afternoons seeing anyone who had requested a house call.